Hey guys, today's Bigfoot Sasquatch report comes to us from a lady named Joan from a southern Sierra town. The name was left out to protect her and her identity. Name changed to protect. Anyhow, story goes in 2017, while on her 40 acres, which is elevation about 4,000, well, just entering the tree line, which basically was kind of above her property while on horseback, basically traversing a large area, uh, kind of open field that went to heavily forested terrain with several um, trails that basically led up into the upper elevations, game trails, if you will, that she would ride along with her horse and essentially kind of follow these trails back into uh, again, the heavily forested area, then down to a small lake that was at the upper elevation. Well, on this day in particular, it was around 5 o'clock at night, as the story goes, as the encounter goes, uh, late October. She, all of a sudden, as she's going along the game trail, kind of looked to her right, caught a glimpse of something moving very quickly through the tree line. Tried not to think a lot about it. As we all know, horses can pick up on fear and get startled fairly quickly, especially if the human loses an emotional control or anything like that. As she continued on the trail, although slower now and cautious, she caught a second glimpse of this 8-foot Sasquatch, brown in color, essentially heading down the lake side up into another side of the lake up into the tree line. She got about a 3 to 5 second sighting according to the encounter story. Made the hair on the back of her neck stand up the second time she saw it. The horse stopped immediately, as if to say, I'm not going any closer to that. She essentially dismounted the horse, basically tied it off, headed down to where she saw the squatch. And at this point, it was probably about 40 to 50 yards from where she saw it the second time, and was not able to get any clear footprints to take picture with. She tried to basically kind of go up to the area where she thought it exited the lake into the forest, and it became so densely wooded she decided it was probably not a good idea, especially being alone. At that time of day, it was already, starting to get towards twilight and things of that nature. Again, this was sent in to us recently, and thank you so much for sending it in, Joan. It definitely seems believable. Welcome to the Bigfoot Club. Thank you for following through and trying to obtain some type of evidence. We know it's not easy when an encounter like this happens. So again, Southern Sierra, 2017, so fairly recently. She did give some size comparisons. There's some trees in the area that have limbs that are about 8.5 feet tall. She guessed basically. So that's how she got a size comparison to what she described as again, 8-foot tall, blackish brown hair, kind of a cone-shaped head, very long arms that reached almost to its knees, walking in a your typical Sasquatch, Bigfoot fashion, with that type of gait, um, and covered the ground from one tree line to another, again, across the kind of rocky shoreline within seconds. She had heard of Sasquatch before, but wasn't necessarily a believer until that day, which makes the story that much more interesting and believable in a lot of ways. Too bad she couldn't get any pictures per se, but again, we really appreciate her sending it in. And if anybody else has any encounters, please send them in. Our email address is below, or leave a comment. We can reach out to you as well. Everybody have a great day.